This isn't just another high-end set of IEMs, it's a piece of craftsmanship that is designed to be luxurious in the hands, while also providing a refined listening experience in the ears. The Kronos comes with everything you'd come to expect from Noble's stellar packaging and delivery. The IEMs themselves, a custom 4.4mm cable, 3 sizes of rubber ear tips, 2 full sets of foam ear tips, a cleaning tool, and a cleaning cloth. Nothing feels like an afterthought, especially the cable. It's really nice to have a cable that's at this upper echelon just straight out of the box in a stock IEM. We were just overall really impressed with not only the look of it, but the feel of it. It's just very soft and versatile. Their higher end pieces always seem to make a statement, and the Kronos is no different. Design-wise, the Kronos is unmistakably noble. It takes cues from the Viking Ragnar, using Damascus steel as inspiration, but here you're looking at titanium with stainless steel integrated into the shell, with a Damascus titanium faceplate. It feels rock solid and almost kind of feels like a jewel in your hands. Honestly, when you see a shell like this, you tend to ask questions on if it's going to be comfortable in your ears for longer than an hour. I'm happy to report that this is not the case with the Kronos. The fit is surprisingly forgiving. It settles into the ear cavity without adding pressure, and the isolation is excellent. It's still a robust piece of metal, but Noble managed to keep it wearable for long sessions. As far as drivers go, inside, the Kronos gets even more ambitious. The Kronos uses a 9-driver quad Brit array. You got 2 dynamic drivers, you got a 10mm one and a 7mm one, both working the sub bass. You have 2 Knowles balanced armature drivers that cover the low mids and the mids, and another 2 Knowles that are designated for the highs. There are 4 Sunnian electrostatic drivers for upper and ultra high frequencies, and rounding it all out, a pair of bone conductor drivers for extra presence and resonance. It's a complex system, but the integration feels seamless when you're listening. And back to that stock cable that I was talking about earlier, it's just one of the best cables that we have gotten out of a stock flagship IEM in a long time. Palladium plated 4-in silver and 6-in OCC copper. The cable is thick and it's premium, and it's built to match the quality that you're receiving with the actual IEMs. It's part of the whole experience. It's not an afterthought. It adds a lot to the flagship experience that you expect from this price point nonetheless, and also Noble as a company. Soundstage and imaging. The first thing that you notice when you press play with the Kronos is just the soundstage is so vast. And it's not just wide, it's layered and it's holographic. The sounds stretch outward, but they also feel very inward and intimate, especially vocals. You don't just hear the instruments placed side by side and panned accordingly. It really feels like each sound and each instrument in a lot of these tracks are orchestrated and placed exactly where they need to be to take advantage of the Kronos' soundstage. It feels like a large open field type of IEM, which I only really ever get with open back headphones. It's another one of those engulfing feelings that you get out of these high-end earphones. Due to this soundstage, the Kronos just really seems to excel with busy, complex arrangements. I especially felt the power of the Kronos' soundstage in like Mahavishnu orchestras On the Way Home to Earth. This track in the percussion there's just so much shimmer to it. There's so many frenetic drums, and the electric guitar tears, and it just feels like it's leading you down like this long hallway in a crazy sci-fi jazz spaceship. It's really hard not to appreciate the vast soundstage of the Kronos in environments like this. Everything is sort of drifting around the soundstage, and it's not really laser precise, but it's just incredibly natural and feels so alive and fun. What Noble Audio is doing with the low end initially kind of surprised me. It's not tuned for slam or heavy impact. Instead, they opt for clarity and a presence. The sub bass is deep, subtle, and it's tight. The lows sit evenly in the mix with just enough body to be felt without ever dominating. It's a refined take. You won't get that big physical thump, but you will get detail, texture, and control. I was especially pleased by the attacks of these bass instruments. One of my favorite tracks of the past few years, Junk Drawer Heart by Ryan Davis and the Roadhouse Band, I was initially kind of took back a little bit by how impactful the drum machine beats were and how kind of sharp they were. But my ears quickly kind of acclimated to it, and I just had a really great time, and I never really felt that kind of impact with the drum machine in this track ever before. Ryan's vocals just have such a great gravelly texture that gets brought out by the Kronos. I think it's a good indication if you're kind of like, ooh, when you play a track that you've heard hundreds of times, it means you're getting a truly unique listening experience, and I think that a lot of the time is more desirable for me and a lot of people other than just straight neutral replication. The mid-range is where the Kronos really starts to show its character. It's lush, it's detailed, and it's natural. The instruments come through with richness and with weight, but also transparency. And like I previously mentioned, these kind of gravelly, more textured vocals that are less refined and spit through processing. Just they feel so raw and they feel so natural and textured. The guitars have crunch and the vocals sit forward with intimacy, warmth, clarity. It's realism over artificial sweetness, and it pays off. It's really hard not to enjoy just overall just music with this kind of a detailed mid-range. The highs. The treble is where things get the most textured. It's very bright and it's sharp, but it never really gets harsh. Instead, you get like a crisp, airy extension that adds a lot of shimmer and sparkle and height to the overall presentation. I think upon initial reaction, when you hit play, you're gonna be like, man, this is so sharp. But after a little time, it starts to smooth into something that feels really kind of addictive. And it just hits the back of your brain. These frequencies are hitting, and then you're just like, yeah. It adds this enticing sense of shimmer to like cymbals and string instruments without ever losing control. I never feel like I'm being blasted with a high frequency that I don't really want to hear. It all feels necessary, and it all kind of has this personality that just makes it endlessly enjoyable to get to these notes in a track. Overall, the Kronos is less about giving you exaggerated features and more about refinement across the board. The bass is subtle but impeccably clean and has really compelling attacks. The mids are rich and transparent. You get a lot of texture in the more gravelly vocals. You can like really feel it. And the highs are textured, spacious, and compelling. And the soundstage is just incredibly holographic and stellar, and it ties everything together. So everything from the build to the tuning and that incredible stock cable just makes it feel like a complete flagship package. If you value craftsmanship, realism, and immersion over brute force, the Kronos isn't just another flagship IEM. It felt like opening a window, letting clean air into my music library and just freshening up. It truly brings something particular and individual to your listening experience. This has been Isaac from Audio 46. Be sure to like and subscribe for all things headphones, and remember to take care and keep listening.